Well, this one claims to be the 4-2-4 that shot the league. Well, can it work in the Premier League as well? Let's find out. Well, this tactic is called the Anderlecht 4-2-4. It is a dominance tactic. Dolberg getting 50 goals. They used Anderlecht. The Royal Sporting Club of Anderlecht got 75% win rate. So take that for what it's worth, but only 2 losses. And it got Dolberg again. 50 goals, 7.62 rating, only 1 red card all season. It sounds really interesting. Of course, 4-2-4s that are very attacking minded usually do very well in FM. So let's just take it out on a holiday sim with our 3 teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. With all that said, let's just dive in and see what happened. Well, Liverpool coming tops of the league with 100 points flat, 125 goals. This looks like it worked an amazing job. Aston Villa in 4th with 76 points is kind of on the average mark. 87 goals, though, is pretty nice. But let's dive into Liverpool's domestic cup run, and it looks like a perfect mark. Carabao Cup final, 5-1 win over Tottenham. FA Cup final, 3-1 win over Manchester City. So let's just do 4 out of 4, though. Europa League final, 2-0 win over Roma. So yeah, 4 trophies out of 4 is a pretty nice season. And it definitely shows in the green in the squad. But you've got 35 goals for Darwin Núñez, 27 for Gakpo, 25 for Salah, assists 23 for Robertson, 17 for Trent, and average rating Núñez getting a 7.38. Interesting. But switching things up to Aston Villa, they obviously couldn't have won any of these trophies. However, they get through Ipswich in the Carabao Cup 4th round 2-1, getting to the Carabao Cup quarterfinal but losing to Brentford in penalties. They get to the FA Cup 5th round and lose out to Manchester United 1-2. But they do have a phenomenal run all the way to the Europa Conference League final, beating Fiorentina 3-0. So all in all, quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, winners of the Conference League, 4th place in the Premier League is not bad. And they've got a good sea of green for themselves. Goals, you get 30 for Diaby. Wow, 20 for Ollie Watkins. Assists, 14 for Digne and McGinn. And average rating, you get a 7.40 for Gauchi, but a 7.35 for Diaby. Data Hub, Liverpool looking very attacking minded. Defense is kind of on the average mark. 0.97 conceded is actually a little higher than average. 1.04 XG against is as well. 3.29 though is fantastic. Aston Villa, the goals are just not there compared to Liverpool at least, but overall, phenomenal job. Yeah, defensively, it doesn't look as good as usual. 1.39 is definitely higher conceded-wise. 1.29 XG against, just a smidge higher than usual, but 2.29 goals per game, not bad. Premier League stats, phenomenal job by Liverpool with 2.63 points per game. Aston Villa with a flat 2. Most goals, though, Liverpool in first with 125. Aston Villa do make second with 87. Fewest shots against, Liverpool in third with 303. Aston Villa with 375. Most possession, 56 for Liverpool, 53% for Aston Villa. Most dribbles made, Aston Villa topping Liverpool with 594 down to 585. And then most shots for Liverpool with 770. Wow, 599 for Aston Villa. But now I'm just going to get straight to the point. Ipswich Town doing a phenomenal job here as well. 117 points, 148 goals is definitely some of the highest we've seen. We've seen higher, but this is up there. Domestic cups for Ipswich Town, though, we've already seen them being shown the door in the Carabao Cup 4th round 1-2 against Aston Villa, and in a replay, unfortunately, they lose to Brighton FA Cup 3rd round. So yeah, the championship is definitely where it's at. Yeah, squad kind of on the average mark for them, maybe a smidge higher than average, but 31 goals for Connor Chaplin, 21 for Hurst, assists 15 for Chaplin and West Burns. Leif Davis must not be there anymore, unfortunately. Average rating, though, 7.36 for Connor Chaplin. Championship stats, Ipswich in first by a handful, 2.54 points per game. Most goals in first, again by a handful, 148. Fewest shots against in 6th with 438. Most possession, 55%. And most shots for in first with 749. But now let's dive into the tactic itself. Again, sweeper keeper in defend is where we start. Fullback on the left and the right in attack. Ball playing defenders in the central spots. 2 DMs in support. Inside forward in support on the left, you do have mark specific position is that DR. There is a inside forward in attack on the right with a mark specific position as the DL. Advance forward in attack next to a pressing forward in support. Attacking mentality, in possession, attacking with his narrow. Approach play is passing in space. Focus played on the left and the right. Passing directness is shorter. Tempo is higher and low crosses. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. and out of possession a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite crosses. So how did it do for our three teams? Well, it's an attacking 4-2-4. It did very well. 148 goals is phenomenal. Clearly above everyone else. And even after playoffs right there, it worked very well. And Liverpool and Aston Villa didn't fare too badly either. 100 points, 125 goals for Liverpool. Aston Villa need to pick it up a little. 76 points is on the average mark, but still they got fourth place. 87 goals is still great compared to the point tally. So I think this is definitely another one of the 4-2-4s to try. That we've tried a few of them that have all worked very well. But more attacking wise, you can maybe not leak as much in the defense. You're going to do fairly well in this game. So let us know if you tried it and how it worked for you in the comments below. But here, it worked pretty well. That's it for me though. Seffi and FM for the Football Manager blog channel saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.